hopefully. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, let's hide that. And that brings me, I'm just going to turn the light around. And this is, I'm not sure what's going on. Not receiving a video. Okay. I hope I didn't put the wrong links in. That's always possible. Just let me check. Okay, and I need to move this out of the way as well. Okay, so it's all quiet here. So, oh, that's not the one I want. I want to go further up than that. Okay, so welcome to the show with Stephen, and this is Blabbing for Britain, episode 292. And I've got Messenger on to see if anybody's saying anything. 2 people have actually seen the message, but nothing is actually happening. I just need to check something. Just bear with me a moment. Well, I'll check it when other people arrive, I suppose. I did want to talk to Peter about something this morning. We've got badgers on our lawn, and I want to know the best way to actually remove them. If you're watching live, please do say hello. And say hello to Brenda. Hi both. I am live. I always get confused with this. Are you actually broadcasting at the same time as we do, or not? When you say I am live, does it relate to you watching us live, or does it relate to your going live at the same time? And somewhere in the jungle or somewhere in the allotment is this gentleman, and he'll appear here. He's in the jungle. Morning, John.
Yeah, it's the allotment. Can't you see the pumpkin behind?
I couldn't. I only had a small.
I've been in the wrong way. Sorry, a bit late. I was on the phone with a customer with a problem.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. It's just me. There is no sign of Peter, and no sign of Stephen, and eventually we've gone live everywhere. It took a bit longer than normal this morning to go live everywhere, but we've done it. Okay, well, if we can't have them, why shouldn't we have 2 of me? Yeah? Wouldn't that be a good idea? No.
One's enough, thank you, Steve.
Okay, I've used the 2 cameras when I do the Amazon Live, because that's the one down there. That's easier for demonstrating on, rather than holding things in front of your face. Yeah, I did. I hide that one. On Amazon, you can do short promotional videos which are on your profile, and they can get shown on the product page. And if people click on the product page, you earn money. So I did a review of this yesterday.
All right.
This is my iPivo uplift gimbal, and I spent 2.5 minutes talking about how wonderful it was. And I thought, will they accept the video? Well, the good news is that they did. So I'm going to do another video today. And my video today is all about Aftershocks headphones.
All right.
Yeah.
I just cannot get on with headphones. I've never have.
Well, I can't get on with earpieces. They just fall out.
That's what I mean. Anything that sticks in your ear.
But this, I'm going to do a demonstration now. This does not stick in your ear. This is over your ear. It's bone conduction, and there's nothing in your ear at all. Plus the fact that when you're wearing them, you can actually hear everything that's going on around you.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm going to bring in a fellow Aftershocks wearer.
Oh, the old man's arrived, has he?
A young man.
No, he's
from
not.
Aberdeen. Morning, Peter.
Hi, guys.
Hey, what's this con of yours?
Pardon?
What's this con of yours? Discovering bike riding in your 40s.
Don't know what you're on about.
You made a post this morning about, or yesterday, about discovering bike riding in your 40s.
No, not me. No,
Well,
I didn't.
Right, okay, let's get straight on with.
We'll take that one
I'm going
after
to take these off. Let's get straight on with the main question of the day, Peter. And this one is definitely for you. We woke up yesterday morning to discover that we've got badgers,
Right.
and they're taking up the lawn bit by bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any advice?
Yeah, you have to get in touch with your Natural England or something like that to see what can be done, because you can't touch them.
They're a protected species, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the answer's to kill the chafer grubs that are under your lawn that they visit to get.
Well, yeah. Not sure we've got any, but they obviously think we have.
The chafer grubs, you wouldn't know they're there, but they can smell them.
Okay.
That's why they disturb the lawn, because the chafer grubs are an inch or two down in the lawn, under the lawn.
Yeah.
And they're ugly things, but they're a nice treat to the badger.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's less that we can do, Peter, really.
No, you'd have to take advice.
Right. Okay.
Don't know much. I don't know too much about badgers, but I think they can be dangerous at times.
Well, yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't go near one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've started a treatment, which I'll tell you guys about afterwards, because it's too early in the morning to discuss. Right. Okay. What's been happening this week in Solihull, John?
Oh, weather's been okay for a couple of days. Other than that, not much really. We haven't had any murders or anything like that.
No.
No, the main A45 was closed because of a serious accident. Unfortunately, a motorcyclist drove into the back of a car that was stopped at the traffic lights, and he didn't make it, but it caused terrible problems on the roads in the whole area, because of course the police closed it for 12 hours because it was a death, and it's the main road into the city from the National Exhibition Centre area.
Oh, now that's just not fair. Good morning, Stephen.
Morning.
We can't have that. You can't do that to us. We're going to hide you until you finished eating. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. No, I can hear you. Nobody else can. Just give me a nod when you want to come back up. And enjoy your breakfast, because it looks like a beautiful sunny day. Okay. Right, on with the topics of the day then. Kabul. What are our thoughts on this? Nobody can hear you. You're actually not on screen.
Yeah. Well, it's just a disaster, isn't it?
Right. Okay.
The thing I can't believe is that President Biden. Can you hear me?
Just a minute. I'm getting totally confused because I'm getting voices from Steve. Stephen, finish your breakfast, then come back if you can. Right. Nobody could hear what Stephen was saying then. Sorry, Peter. Back to you.
Yeah, I just think that that President Biden done this, and he didn't speak to his allies, from what I've heard, and
I agree.
didn't get people to pull out. Now, the next time they want to do anything, I think Britain should say, well, no, I don't think we're going to get involved with that, President Biden. On you go yourself. On you go. We're not committing anything with you.
That's right. When you're actually involved in a war where you've been fighting together for 20 years and you all of a sudden decide off your own bat exactly what's going to happen, then you're right, Peter. It doesn't bode well for any future alliances, does it? I mean, it's just.
No, but he's the sort of person that would threaten you. Well, don't you expect us, if you ever need money or we won't be there for you. And this is what's starting to happen. The special relationship, as far as I'm concerned, is breaking down immensely. And there are so many Americans embarrassed with what he's done. And according to what I've been reading, there's so many people so disappointed that they voted for the man, because at the moment America doesn't look good, and I hope it doesn't happen, but I think there will be bloodshed later.
I'm hoping. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping not to. I mean, we know that once the airport is closed, then there are other ways for people to actually go to neighbouring countries. I know that Pakistan's border with Afghanistan is open, and that people are crossing.
Right.
But like you, I hope this just stops. The Americans leave, and yeah.
The problem you've got is ISIS and Daesh, or whatever they're called. They're in the background, and they'll be doing something shortly. And I don't think the Taliban will be able to stop them. No. So if I was an American citizen or any European in that country just now, just think how they're feeling. They can't even make it to the airport. But credit to the British troops. I don't know if you know this. The paratroopers are over there, and they're going out in their vehicles, and they're finding British people to take back. And they even took an American back as well.
Yeah, they're doing an amazing job in very difficult circumstances, aren't they? To actually repatriate. Repatriate Brits. Deadline is next Monday, but of course the American forces will have to start decamping before that. So the last flight out is possibly today or tomorrow for civilians.
I mean, I just wonder what the Taliban will be using it as a PR coup, really. If they sit and do nothing and let them go, they can say they've left the country. We've taken it over. We've won.
Yeah, they don't have to do anything, do they? As you say, just sit tight and wait.
Just sit tight and they'll take over. But the problem is, I was looking at something yesterday, an area of the city where all the wealthy stay, right, and the embassies and everything, it's empty. And what the Taliban is happening for them is they're actually having a brain drain, just like Berlin, when East Berlin was all the doctors, etc., etc. They were leaving, and it was a brain drain. So they've got to be careful. I think they're going to play. I think they're going to do a political act. They're going to be seen to be looking proper for a while.
Yeah. We can but hope, Peter. We can but hope. John, any thoughts?
It's the fact that the threat is unknown that I think is the real problem. I mean, they don't really, although there's been that threat made, they don't really know what it is, do they? Is it shooting down planes, attacking people coming in, or coming over the wall? So until they've got a better idea, it's difficult to know what to say, really.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, this I'm just going to bring the story on, because this is Fulham supermarkets targeted by man with a syringe. and this could happen anywhere, anytime. Nobody knows what was in the syringe.
Yeah.
He went to three supermarkets, including Tesco and Sainsbury's, and injected food. It's just, in a civilized society, we hope that people don't do this, but you can't prevent it, can you? And you shouldn't really publicize it, so I'm going to take it off.
You come and you catch them saying, you're going into the prison and you're never coming out again, and you won't get near syringes.
Yeah.
You know, we're turning into a society we can do what we want, because there's nothing really going to happen to you unless you're of a certain type, you know. But hey, problem, what was your problem? Can we talk about it now? What was you trying to do? What course do you want to go on to stop you doing this in future? What's the problem with you? Only try to kill people. Sick of it.
Yeah. Okay.
One's quiet.
Let's talk about cricket first, for a very good reason, and the two cricketers. Okay, England are playing a test match at the moment, and Jimmy Anderson, at the age of 39, is still at the top level of cricket. He's a lad from Burnley, of course, and he took 3 wickets yesterday for 6 runs, quite an amazing feat. And England are well on top in the game. But to be at the top of your sport at age 39, and it's a young man's game. Yeah, he's been there since forever, and congratulations. He is the best. He is the world's leading wicket taker. If you discard these guys who spin the ball, he's the fast bowler. He's the top of his game. Somebody who was at the top of his game is this man. And still we're talking cricket, but are we?
Lord Botham.
Sorry. Okay, fine.
Lord Beefy Botham.
Yep, probably the best all-round cricketer in England. He's now our ambassador.
Trade ambassador to Australia.
Australia.
Where they don't think a lot of him, which is quite funny, really.
No, it's jobs for the boys, this lot, to be honest with you. You know, if it should have been somebody in business that was doing it, not a cricketer.
But I think if one has actually been fairly successful post cricket as running businesses, but
all right, okay, I didn't know that.
The more galling part is that he's a resident of Spain.
Okay, I've got a cricketing story that you might not know of.
Right, okay, let's take that off screen, Peter. Over to you.
Yes, have you heard of Freddie Flintoff?
I think we've all heard of
Lancashire lad, yeah. Well,
my auntie Isabel is a Flintoff in Aberdeen, and it's her nephew. So
that makes it a cousin, then, doesn't it? If she's
no, it's from her bloodline. So my cousin John, we're all Robertons, but she was called Flintoff, and they're actually related to Freddie. And up in Aberdeen, he was known as the guy up here. Our dad was called Freddie the Toff. There's only a couple of. It's a strange thing because I'm a Roberton from the mum's side, and there's only about 6 Robertons in my area, and there's not many Flintoffs either. So all the surnames are very, very limited. So there you go.
So he's famous for being hung off the top of a dam on a length of elastic while seated in a car.
Yeah. He does look a bit like my cousin, actually.
And the other thing that he did, I mean, non-cricketing, is he did drive around the whole of the UK in a fish and chip van, visiting places.
He also demolished Australia in the Test match.
If that was we were talking non-cricketing.
Yeah. I never thought I would be speaking about cricket for so long.
I mean, he works with one of your northern lads because he's from the other side of Lancashire, is he? Flintoff? Is he from Lancashire, Flintoff?
Oh yeah, it's Lancashire. Yeah,
Paddy's from Lancashire as well, isn't he? He's from
that's
Botham.
it's a great county. Better than Yorkshire. Oh, there, I've said it. That'll upset somebody. Right. Okay. Right now, beginning of the pandemic, there was an increase in universal credit by £20 a week, I think. I'll be corrected, no problem. And that is soon to disappear. And Conservative MPs are now writing to the Prime Minister saying, don't remove it. And the charities are saying, don't remove it because they'll put millions of people into debt. Because as you all know, if your income rises, your spending rises to meet it. And people, well, it would not be a good thing to stop it for 2 million people. Right, okay.
Why take it down now, you know?
Yeah.
Just leave it.
I totally agree, Peter. I think you can't do. If you give people something, you can't take it back 18 months later just because you said you were going to. Anyway, never mind. Let's not get into too much into politics. Okay, now this I think is very interesting. That's me, of course. There's a trial starting down in Dorset where they're monitoring the homes of 100 people who've come out of hospital, and they're set up to actually monitor them moving around the house, the use of electricity, the use of water, all done on sensors automatically, data sent back to a central area. And the idea is obviously if somebody else put the kettle on at 8 o'clock in the morning, if they don't, the AI will sense it and action will be taken. So in terms of protecting people who are not totally able to protect themselves, I think this is a good step forward. It's obviously voluntary. The scary thing would be if it was compulsory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I think. In a way, I think it's a good thing because I think back to my own mum and dad who both passed on with dementia. It would be good to know because relying on them to do something like my mum lay behind the front door after the doctor left at 1:15 and lay there with a button on her chest that she could have pressed and somebody would have been there in minutes. So if there is a secondary way of monitoring them, I think my mind thinks it's a good thing, to be honest.
Yeah. We're on about that monitoring, right? I was actually reading an article this morning about the lorry drivers. A lot of them are not they're leaving the industry because the conditions they're under. You dig deep and you'll find out what's happening. They're living in their cabs. They're getting mucked around with their shifts. There's a lot of things. But here's something for you. We're not afraid of the cameras. But I was absolutely shocked this morning. Some companies have put a camera on the face of the drivers for their whole driving day to look at their expressions, etc. of the driver. And one driver says, and that's why I will not work for companies like that. How would you like that at your workplace? Everything monitored in your face.
That's totally invasive.
Well, that's what's happening. And so if these poor lorry drivers, if you dig deeper, it's not all about wages. It's about certain supermarkets. If you're a minute late, perhaps, they won't unload you. They say you'll have to go on the next day. And they'll have to, and it's quite well known that. And so the driver puts in as much effort to get there on time due to traffic conditions, and they'll say, you're late, we're not unloading you, you've missed your thing. So you'll have to. So they have to sit over the next day. And I remember years ago that in one superstore, if you got 3 things wrong in your delivery, 3 strikes and you weren't allowed back. Were you aware of that?
Nope.
Yeah. So these drivers are under some terrible conditions that no, I used to be a lorry driver. Some respect, I always wanted to do the long distance, but I wouldn't look at it with a barge pole anymore, because you're basically living in that cab 24/7. And it just wouldn't interest me anymore doing it.
But we do have a shortage. We're 100,000 HGV drivers short at the moment, aren't we? And there's a 6 months training, is it?
Well, you have to go through. There's also a thing called the CPC. Do you know about that? Right. So it's the Certificate of Professional Competence. It's another money maker. Basically, I think they have to get 35 hours of driving assessment each year. Or don't quote me on it's each year, and they have to pay for that. And each lorry driver on the road that you see just now has done the CPC, and they won't get a job. Another problem is people are going back in to try and go into lorry driving, because I've got my heavy goods, I could go back, but all I need is a medical. The problem is getting that medical. So you can't get the medical until the doctor does it. Then the DVA are holding up. They pass their medical, they're putting it to the DVLA, and they're taking ages to get it. And it's not all down to Brexit, I can assure you, because a lot of the Polish drivers have left England. They're back in Poland because they're making good money in Poland now. So their areas have risen. So and that is the problem. They're going to have to look at quick access to get into heavy goods driving again.
Yeah. But the first time this is going to really hit home is at Christmas, isn't it? Because the shelves, they should be stocking the shelves for Christmas in September and October, stocking the warehouses, and that's just not going to happen. So when we come to Christmas, there's going to be a mad scramble, and that's when people are going to realise that there are genuine structural problems. And as you say, you're quite right. I mean, this is not just because of Brexit; it's because people don't want to be lorry drivers.
I'll just tell you a funny. Well, is it funny? Well, the lorry drivers are laughing up their sleeve. There's a McDonald's have run out of milkshakes. I don't know if you read that.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, so they've run out of milkshakes. But when the lorry drivers went to McDonald's, they went for a milkshake, and they didn't get inside. They went outside, and they said to them, "I want a milkshake, please," or whatever. They says, "We can't serve you. It's drive-through only." He says, "How am I going to get my articulated lorry through your drive-through?" And they wouldn't serve the drivers. So the drivers are having a real good laugh about it. No milkshakes, and it's payback time, you know. And I couldn't even get. We couldn't, when we were out biking, we couldn't go on our bikes. They wouldn't serve us on our bicycles.
Yeah, because it's
drive-through only.
Jobs.
Shame on you, McDonald's. Payback time. There you go. Be careful what you wish for.
It's all about powder, isn't it? It's milk. The specific milk powder that they use for the milkshakes. That's the shortage of.
The nation will become healthier. We'll become healthier. I don't eat your junk anymore. Not that I had a lot of it. There you go. That's why I'm thin. 30 waist. Right.
Remember years ago, you used to drive down a country road at night, and when you got home, you'd have to wipe your windscreen because you'd be covered in insects. Light pollution from street lamps is linked to insect loss.
Yes, I saw that today.
Yeah.
Moths.
Moths, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
and
yeah, go on.
There's also something about the fact that lots of lights have been changed to LEDs, and the
Yeah.
different light frequency is not encouraging insects.
Yeah. The thing is, we have never had so many moth call-outs in my business. For those of you looking in, it's a pest control business I've got, and we've had a lot of moths over the years. We're getting a big moth problem throughout the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Eating.
And wasps as well.
Pardon?
Wasps too.
Yeah, a lot. In fact, yeah, I went up in July. We went up considerably this year on last year. £7,000 of a difference this year in July from last year. And we thought it was quiet until you look into it.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. I'm not right. Okay. Now we're all double jabbed. England is preparing to jab 12 to 15-year-olds. Is it the same in Scotland, Peter?
I don't know. I'm past. I'm not past caring. I just don't look at it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, basically, the major hospitalisation amount is between people aged 19 to 34 in England.
Right.
I mean, this COVID's not going anywhere. It's going to stay with us, and I think it's unfathomable. No idea what to do next. I mean, Newquay in Cornwall has got the highest infection rate anywhere in Great Britain, 100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
And they're telling people not to come if they've not
That's
booked
right.
anything.
Yeah, don't come on holiday.
So where am I going to go in my camper van then?
Cumbria.
Scotland. You can go to Scotland where all the English ones go in their camper van.
Go to the Lake District, Peter.
Yeah. Do you know one of the problems is, see up there's the NC 500. Yeah. It's quite well known. Do you know some of the villages are banning camper vans, etc., etc. There's no toilet facilities. They're doing the toilet at the side of the road, or emptying the toilets in the side of the road, etc. And the locals have had enough.
Right.
It's just jam packed. Yeah. So I won't be going there.
Well, you can pull up on a cat.
Stephen choked in a sausage or something. Is he coming back?
No, he's not coming back.
Okay.
He was eating breakfast, which is not. I mean, it's not fair to us because eating bacon and eggs while we're watching is not a good idea. Obviously, that's the sort of thing that Stephen would think was a jape. And then he started cursing. So,
Okay.
yeah. I said, "Come back when you've had your breakfast," and he said, "Well, he's not coming back. Certainly not today."
Oh.
I also think. Sorry. Also, possibly may not be back.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm trying to find something. Oh, we've covered everything. Okay. So there's no more news. Nothing else is happening in the world.
There must be some more news.
We'll go and find some. I did my best.
I'll tell you what happened to me last weekend. I actually sang Friday. I sang Saturday. I cycled Saturday, and I cycled Sunday. And
Is that why you look so tired, Pete?
no, I look pale, do I? No, I'm down to, believe it or not, I'm down to 30 waist, and it's actually getting slack. But it was great to be back singing again. totally enjoyed it, especially when the people enjoyed me, because I was worried about that. So I think I'm going to have to. But it was good. It was good. But you've always got that thing in the back of your mind. Am I going to get, what do you call it, the ping on Monday morning? And that's always there, you know. And but apart from that, my city is absolutely dead. Absolutely dead. There's no enthusiasm about this city at all. It's depressing. Some of the social distancing pavements that were never used, they doubled the size of the pavements, they narrowed down the traffic, and they weren't used. People were still passing each by on the pavement because they didn't understand what it was for. I was cycling, me and my friends, when we first started cycling, they said, what kind of cycling lane is this? Every two minutes you'd come against a barrier because it was a cycling lane. I should have been on the main traffic fighting the buses. And the buses couldn't pass us. But no, it's so sad to see. It really is. It's depressing.
There's lots of gearing up for the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham which is next year.
Okay.
They even took our flyover on the A34 to Walsall Road down to change the junction because the games are right by that junction, and there's a lot of people very upset because now they have to wait at a set of traffic lights instead of going over the top of the rest of the traffic. So
the games is going to be a benefit to the city, isn't it? So it's
it is,
short-term pain, long-term gain.
Lots of arguments over some of the things the council have either done or wanted to do. Like they wanted to say the stadium is in the corner of a park, and also in the same corner of the park is a large allotments, and it is a pretty large allotments. It's been there for over 100 years, the allotments have, and the council wanted to build the athletes' village on top of the allotments.
Right.
It hasn't happened because a massive campaign was run, and the council climbed down in the end, and they built the athletes' village in the park.
Or something I picked up on this morning, gents. Do you know how we're on here, we're here every week, and we worry about our viewing figures. No, you do worry about your viewing figures. And you know what? There was somebody who's very, very, very well known in Britain who had a 9 o'clock show this morning, a meeting sort of thing. And for all the people in their network, there was only about 9 people come in, 9 to 10 come in to listen.
Yeah.
And that surprised me, you know. And I've seen that quite a lot recently. You know, these high-powered people, and they'll only get about 9 viewers, so I could see on Facebook.
Do you not think, though, that every Tom, Dick and Harry is now going live, and it's getting to got past saturation point?
You know, nobody's watching anybody at the moment.
Yeah.
Even the greats.
Yeah.
Are not being watched and just not getting the views. All the major software houses in broadcasting dropped like a stone. All the A-listers dropped like a stone.
Yeah.
I think, and I know we're on Facebook at the moment, but Facebook have decided, because Facebook decide how many people are going to see each post, don't they? I mean, that's why we sometimes pay for advertising, so that more people will see it. The reach will be increased.
Yeah.
Well, now Facebook is starting the reach of every post at 0. And until somebody sees it by accident and likes it or comments, then nobody else sees it. So it's not your personal drawing power that's waning. It's the fact that Facebook just don't show it to anybody.
Yeah.
And you've no control over it. Because
It's
you can't
interesting.
advertise a live event.
It's interesting because what I've done the other day, I put out a Facebook advert, with me doing wisps, and so my picture comes up. You've maybe seen it, John. I come up, and last night I realised that they've got this new iOS 14, right?
Mhm.
That if you don't have it set up in your Facebook, you have to put a code onto your website now. And I thought, oh my, this is complicated. So I looked it up on YouTube, and there was a guy and he explained it perfectly. And I managed to get the code on the website, and the adverts went up to 140, I think, if not more now, clicks. The learn more. And when I looked at Clicky that I use, it was all Facebook, Google, Facebook, Google. And so it's a real mix. And I'm trying to get the guys when they go up and say, ask the customer where they got our name, because I want to know if Facebook's up looking for it. But it's like dog teeth. What do you say, John?
I think the biggest problem with getting people to your website is that they've got to want what you are offering, and that the problem most people is that assume that they'll know what you're offering and that people will want what you're offering. And sounds like I'm rambling here, but what I'm basically trying to say is unless you can prove that you've got something they want, they're not going to come to visit you.
Absolutely, because when Facebook came up to me last week and had a chat with me about my mum, I says, I'm going there more to educate and let them know what I can do for the future, because nobody wants me kind of now. They may need me in the future. So just like Coca-Cola and all these people, you're putting your name out there. So when it comes to, hopefully, with the subliminal ads of advertising that I've done, they'll think of me. What say you, John?
Well, you know, I call them the pots and pans, but they sell a hell of a lot more than pots and pans. And the approach we've taken is, we're here to help, we're here to educate, not say buy this pots and pans, because that is no. If you don't know what you need, call our support team, and that's the approach we're taking, and that works. Yeah.
The only comment I got in it, an actual comment was, have you any jobs? I'll burn those wasps. And I just replied saying, sorry, there's no vacancies for arsonists here, and that's about the only reply I got. But it was amazing to see how many clicks I did get though, Now, was that people that knew me saying, what's Peter saying? But they must have to listen to the video, then click learn more. So they did come to my site, which was good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so I'm going to wait to make another YouTube channel, folks. I'm going to wait to try and get Aberkil.tv. And then, Stephen, you and we can get that embedded. And because people have went to that live broadcast. So I'll need to get that. And I'm just trying to do one thing at a time now. I'm overwhelmed with everything, and I think I've just got to break it into sections now. It's too much to do.
My word for September is focus.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you've got to do. You can do a lot of things well, but if you want to do something spectacularly well, then you've got to focus on it to the detriment of everything else. Okay. And my focus for September is Amazon Live, and getting going there, making videos. Basically, I get paid when I go live, and I now get paid 7 days a week, which is good.
Yeah. Good.
Which is quite amazing because I only do 4 shows. And in addition to that, you can actually put up their review videos of the products that you physically have.
Yes.
And every time people click on the video, you get paid as well. Okay.
Oh, who buy?
Now, the video goes onto the product page.
Right.
Yeah? So if you were looking for one of these, I'm going to show it again, then you should or could find my video about that stand on their page. Okay.
It's on the Amazon Live page, and they will. What's?
No, so this is Amazon.com.
Yeah. So they will
Yeah.
pay you for the video getting watched.
Indeed.
Oh, is that a lot of money?
I don't know yet. I only put it up yesterday, Peter.
Okay.
Well, I know so far. I've been going 4 weeks, and I paid for the iPad.
Yeah, you said that.
I paid for 2 iPads.
Well, because the thing is, I don't know when you are live and when you're not live now, because you regurgitate it, don't you?
No.
When you go live at 6 o'clock-ish, is that live?
Yeah. When I go live at 6 o'clock tonight, it will be live. After that, it will be a replay.
Right. Are you still going to do your Mixcloud?
Not this week.
Right.
We're taking Fridays off, so we'll be out and about somewhere tomorrow. Don't know where yet, but we're hoping for fine weather.
Yeah.
But I will come back to the Mixcloud. But the focus at the moment is on Amazon Live, Amazon videos.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Everything Amazon.
My friend Andy says, how can I get into that? Correct me if I'm wrong, you've got to have a page with about 1,000 people. Is that right? Or is that YouTube?
Right. If you want to be on Amazon Live, you have to be identified by Amazon as an influencer.
Right.
So you apply. Okay. And I wrote a blog post about it. It's called The Joy of Amazon, and it tells you what to do. But you apply for it. Amazon look at your social media presence.
Right.
On Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever you are, and decide whether you are an influencer. Yeah?
Right. Okay.
If you are an influencer, and they will tell you, if you don't succeed, then you can go back 30 days later and try again. You can keep going.
Oh, yeah.
And you need to have either an iPhone or an iPad. So I bought the iPad.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know whether you can see this or not, but those are my viewing figures. If I put myself full screen for a second, I could share the app, but I'll go full screen. Those are my viewing figures for last night. 1,766 views, and people click products 19 times. Okay, and that's an example. If I go to here, just give me a second, bear with me. Right, this is Monday's show. 4,826 views, 194 people watched with sound, 4% click-through rate, engagement, and then at the top of the page,
how many shillings you've made?
You can see $2,448 worth of product and $46 made. Okay.
All right, so you get $46 for that.
I get $46, and that's basically for doing what I enjoy doing, which is going live. Yeah.
So you just have to get something for it.
Yeah. And I haven't done, I mean, this is my first month, so I haven't done anything. But the thing is that we think about Facebook, and Facebook give us reach. Okay. And the more reach to give us, the more people can see us. Yeah.
Right.
And our reach goes down, and everybody's reach has gone down. That's the problem. Amazon do it the other way around. They actually send people to you.
Right.
Yeah. In other words, there is no need to advertise an Amazon live show because Amazon are promoting it.
Ah, right. Okay. You're really getting to understand, and that's on your own web page live.
No, it's on Amazon.com live.
Right. Okay. Amazon.com.
Okay. But basically, I'm educating, entertaining, informing people whilst they're looking about the Amazon.com site. So they can come and see me, but they're more likely to be listening to me as they buy things.
Okay. Hey, now, analysing it, what's giving you your most views? Is it your walk around devices?
Nope. No, I got a slap on the wrist. The one that gives me most views is lights, camera, action,
Right.
because in basically I'm talking about what I do, and I'm
Right.
showing everything that's in relation to live broadcasting, and that's working very well. Most views I've had so far is 5,700 for one show. Okay, and the better I do, the more Amazon sees people coming to watch my shows, the more people they send. Yeah, and
Slapped your wrist.
sorry.
What did you get a slap in the wrist for?
Okay. I was live on Tuesday, and I do my show about Laycock. It was about Laycock Abbey and
Yeah.
my video I did. Okay, and I played too much video. So
For Amazon.
I played the video for too long. You're allowed to show video in 5-minute chunks.
Ah,
And I was doing a 12-minute chunk of video.
ah,
So I got a slap on the wrist, and basically most of the action on an Amazon live video comes when you're live. Yeah. So if I'm live tonight from 6 o'clock till 7:45, then the action will be the people will watch when I'm live.
right.
A few people will trickle through afterwards, but they won't buy. Yeah, they won't click the links. Yeah.
Right.
So all the action.
Yeah, so you'll be there, you'll show a video, but you can only do it for a maximum of 5 minutes, then it's back to you talking.
Correct.
Yeah. Got it. Did you get
No, basically the video was ended prematurely. I would plan to end it 2 minutes later, but they actually finished it for me and said, sorry, you can't promote that video anymore. You broke the rules.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got
John,
back on my horse last night, showed a shorter bit of the video. I'm happy, they're happy.
where are you on a Wednesday night, John? We expect you to come in and give us a hard time.
No, I don't give anybody a hard time.
Yeah.
It's just I just enjoy doing it. I never thought I'd be on my own version of QVC, but
Yeah, but do
they have
you
it.
know, I've always said that I really should go into it, shouldn't I? And when you think about it, because I've got some good gadgets out there.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
I've
right.
got a bit of a story there. I've managed, there's a thing called Quick Lock.
Mhm.
It's called Quick, and that's the app for the GoPro. And I finally got it uploaded, and the camera measured up with it, and it's just about there, and so I'm going to sit and learn that as well, you know, in chunks. You just can't do everything at one time, you know. All the first time. Okay. Oh, I'll tell you what, the weather up here is cold now. It's been a bit of a cold snap today. I can feel
So
it.
we're about it varies. We're about 20, 21. In fact, it's 26 in the office at the moment, so it must be about 21 outside.
Yes.
But we're not going to get the heat wave that we were promised. We're looking forward to. It's not going to happen. It's
Yeah.
okay. Well, is
There's
it
a
bank
question
holiday?
for you, Stephen. There's a question, quickly. If you have other products, can you not do your own show with all your affiliate stuff, telling them about it so you can get money direct?
I'm looking into that. The thing about Amazon is that you get 5,700 people watching
Yeah.
without doing anything.
Yeah.
You're never going to get that if you do it off your own bat.
You could buy that in YouTube, but I mean, that guy I found yesterday to set up that, you know, it was very good, you know.
Yeah, I might try that. What I have noticed is that if I look at the first Amazon live I did, which was with Marco,
Yeah.
which I had a look last night, it is shades away, totally different from the presentation style now. I've gained so much confidence.
Right.
I mean, you've got to gain confidence if you're actually just the only person on camera talking for 1 hour and 3/4.
Got to keep asking questions, John. But here's another thing. Couldn't you be an influencer if somebody give you their product? say, could you do this for me? And you can get more sales through it.
If the product's on Amazon, then yes.
Yeah.
A lot of influencers actually become brand ambassadors and we get sponsored. So if Reebok decided that they were going to have a show with me and sponsored the show, they'd pay me for the show. I get no commission at all, but you know, that sort of thing. So you can have a sponsored show.
All right, and they pay you an X amount, but you don't get any commission.
Correct.
And obviously, if you tell people this is a sponsored show.
Oh, you got to, yeah, you got to be open and frank about it, and just say that this show is sponsored by Reebok, and basically, then people know. And of course, the only things you'd have in your carousel then would be Reebok items.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happens, but first of all, you've got to get noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when people watch the shows, because you go to the Amazon.live page, amazon.com/live, and you can see everybody who's live.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can show hop. You can go from one show to another. You can see the shows that are upcoming. Yeah.
Do you know him? Sorry, John, if you've anything to ask, please do.
Yeah.
Right, that's enough from him.
Can we return to your lawn?
Yes, surely, John. Yeah.
Okay. While you've been rabbiting away, I've been looking up about badgers scratching up the lawn, and it's almost certainly is chafer grubs that they're after. You would not know that the chafer grubs are there unless they are broken open. Crows also disturb the lawn to do this. You can treat them with a nematode, which is basically a microbe, and you buy it off Amazon for 29 quid for a couple of sachets, and you simply put them into a watering can with some water and then water the lawn.
Wow, what an Amazon Live presentation that could be.
Yes, you can even show the lawn.
Yeah, I can show it. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you'll find it's chafer grubs that are causing them to destroy your lawn.
Wow, very good.
Okay, John, it's over to you.
Oh gosh, it's that time already. So I don't know what happened to our breakfast eater, but I was might jealous actually. I quite fancied bacon and eggs. So it's goodbye to him, and it's goodbye from my friend who I think is in Berlin, or pretending to be in Berlin, and my friend who's got his lawn behind him and is in the green mode. So it's goodbye from him, it's goodbye from him, and it's goodbye from me. See you soon. Bye.
Cheers, Stephen. Bye, Stephen Salk.